All right, here we are again, Monday night, Power and Speed.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, everybody? Everybody's in studio today. Everybody made it.
Yeah, we did, even though it's cold. We are Power and Speed.
It's fucking cold.
It is cold.
22 degrees.
Hey, 908-751-0211. Call in. Hey, I'm sick, too, by the way. I sound like shit, so call in. Tad?
Like us on Facebook and like us on iTunes. Yeah, that's it.
What a failure.
Well, I'm trying to talk.
You know, if you people could see Mike's face right now, we are, what's this, 46 shows?
Yeah.
And he's been doing that for 30?
Yeah.
So more than a half a year.
And hang on, one of you idiots actually has the Mixler link playing on their fucking phone or whatever.
He does.
Good. Who is it?
I think that
Not me.
might be,
It ain't me.
Who was it?
Tad.
Oh, wow.
Could you fuck anything else up?
Failure.
Wait, you heard it in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could hear double talking.
Like 5 minutes later, I hear my own voice. I'm like,
Well, car guys make mistakes, bro. Don't they? I'm trying to help the brother out.
there's not much to help him out.
Oh, somebody call in and just make fun of us or something.
Power and Speed
God.
on Martin Luther King Day.
Oh, yeah. Martin Luther King Day. I forgot.
It is. It is more.
Did everybody have off? Well, Mike, you
No.
have business. I have no.
I didn't.
I didn't have off.
I go
Went to
150 feet and go to work.
You didn't have off.
I didn't have off.
Hell no.
Tad?
Not I.
Delivering liquor
Yeah.
on the holidays are more important.
I have to fulfill my contracts.
Yeah.
My trucking company must keep going.
So who did what this weekend? Obviously, probably not a lot of racing with the temperature we
I
got.
I was riding around in a Porsche truck.
I
Yeah, I
saw
saw
that.
a diesel one you said.
Yeah, it was diesel, but she dropped it into the sport version and nailed it at the red light, and I couldn't believe that thing was that quick. And you can feel that it's heavy.
Is it quiet or is it
Yeah, it's
diesel?
quiet. It's
Yeah.
quiet. Yeah, that was
What's a Turbo Cayenne?
yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty badass.
It was diesel. That's all I remember.
Oh, diesel.
I didn't know they made one of them.
Neither did I.
Yeah, she
I guess
dropped it down in a little sport switch. That's why I took the picture of all that whole cockpit.
Yeah.
And she nailed it, and I was in the seat like
You were in her cockpit?
I was in
I didn't say it.
a passenger seat and took a picture of the cockpit, Tom.
So you took a picture of her cockpit?
You're a sick boy, Crunch.
Really?
My God.
While she's driving, she couldn't even protect herself.
This is a car show, okay?
Sorry, man.
All right.
Well, cars
had
have
fun.
cockpits.
And that diesel, I like that one. If I was a Porsche truck guy, I would buy it.
Yeah, but you can't really tow a trailer with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't tow anything with it. But, we have our little diesel battle, you and I. But
I could do it with the
that
Touareg.
diesel was pretty quick.
That's all that thing is a Touareg.
Is it the V10?
Well, I mean, a Porsche Cayenne and a Touareg are the same.
Yeah, but that Touareg thing that was so badass, that was a V10 diesel.
Yeah.
And I think they made that like 1 or 2 years, and then that was gone.
They had that in the car, too, the Phaeton.
I think I remember that.
That was badass. That was like as big as one of those a BMW 750 IL.
Well, that thing was a baby Bentley, wasn't it?
I think AL is like insanely long, is what it means.
I remember that car, and I remember seeing it had that motor. I remember that.
Yeah, the Phaeton.
Wonder if that was ever on Top Gear. Speaking of Top Gear, Tad, you have some news.
That the new Top Gear, I don't know when it's going to be coming out. However, the new Chris Evans, the new replacement for Gentleman Sausage, Mike's favorite person, Jeremy Clarkson.
Could you just talk like a human? Could you just please spit a
the,
point out?
The guy gets car sick,
I'm too old for this shit.
and the rumor is that he can't drive and talk at the same time. He's got to concentrate on one or the other. So it's like, how can you be the host of a driving show?
So wait a minute. That picture of him barfing that you put on Facebook, he was driving?
No, he wasn't driving. The girl was driving. What's her name? I can't remember her name. And she was driving, speared. And he's like, oh, you got to pull over. You got to pull over. He's out there dry heaving out of the car because he got car sick.
Yeah, it was an Audi. I'd be pissed if he threw up in my Audi.
Yeah.
R8.
R8, yeah.
Was he driving fast or around?
No, he wasn't driving.
She
She
was
was driving, and he got car sick.
Well, that could do it. If it's a woman driving like that.
In the passenger seat?
Yeah, sitting in the passenger seat. I've had a couple made me nervous just.
Maybe he's looking at her cockpit.
Are you saying women can't drive performance vehicles like
yeah, but
men do?
she's
Yeah.
a pro racer, though.
Sorry.
Is that what you're saying,
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah, I am. I'm sorry.
Good
I
job,
mean,
Mike.
There's
Erica Enders would
just
beg to
alienated
differ.
us.
absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm sure there's some good white NBA players, and I'm sure there's, there.
What does white and women race car drivers have to
'Cause
do?
it's-
What are you doing?
It's race, it's gender, it's everything. We got this whole
You
world.
just made me feel like a minority.
Oh, my God.
You are a minority.
I'm
here,
just saying.
too.
He just.
Mike defends
There's
all.
always exceptions. Why? You know why? I have.
Are you
Listen,
saying white man
he needs
can't
a timeout.
dunk?
no, I couldn't jump.
was
I
the
couldn't
old
jump
movie.
over a chair, dude.
The white guys are dunking crazy these days. So that all that stuff is the past. You got to come into the
Well, who
present.
taught them?
The coaches. Over time, I don't know.
I will.
This is a car show.
Shaq?
I know.
Next, you're gonna be talking about Donald Trump. I don't want to hear that shit
Oh, boy.
tonight.
No, there's nothing to talk about. We got to wait till the big day. You pull a lever.
Actually,
I'd like to get him on here.
no, we're not going to talk about Donald Trump, but apparently his son has a pretty badass 69 Camaro that's almost done.
Gee, where'd you find
Does
that
he
out?
really?
Yeah. Because, I sent that article that I'm sure nobody read because
That was my article.
You sent it to our phones?
Yeah. What do you mean it was your article?
It's on my page. I didn't send it, but
Oh, so if it shows up on your page, it's your article?
oh hell
It
yeah.
was a hot rod.
I got it somewhere, and it was Jesse James was endorsing Donald Trump.
And he just did it again to a group of
There's
Mexican women.
a stellar character reference. That
Well-
fucking idiot. He was married to Sandra Bullock and cheating on her with some hosebag.
Oh,
Now we got Mike
guy.
in his,
What now? You got scruples all of a sudden? What is going on with you?
No, but
He's
did
good.
you
He's-
did you hit your head or something?
He's a good what do you call him? He
builds bikes.
fabricator.
Yeah. He is.
bad
he's
judge of
incredible.
women.
Yeah, bad judge. But he's good. His bikes,
No, just bad judge of he
his
just
bikes were
fucked up.
tough. His bikes were tough.
That was a skank, dude. Oh,
Well,
my
whatever
God.
it was, I mean, he left Sandra Bullock for it.
Multi-millionaire lady, and now he
I
went
mean,
to the.
pretty
Well,
good-looking woman, very successful.
well, his wife
smart.
now is a billionaire, is an heiress. So
Yeah. Look at us. We're sitting here
Ah.
judging Jesse James.
Right.
and I talked to her before he married her. So
What do you mean by that?
took her pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Stalker.
Did you get a number?
So anyway, in the article, he was talking about how cool Trump was, and he treated everybody like regular people and everything. And then he went on to say that I think Eric Trump has a pretty badass 69 Camaro that's almost finished.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that. Me personally, I'm not picking on him, and I'm not trying to say anything bad about him, but I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't have either.
No, he looks.
He looks more like a Ford guy
No,
because he's a Trump. I guess he's a Ford.
No, I
That's
just
one.
I
Rolls,
thought.
Mike was thinking he's a AMG Mercedes guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
It's a
Bentley.
63.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
AMG.
While we're talking,
Yeah.
I keep passing this new vehicle, so I researched it. It's a
Is it stealth?
GLE.
yeah.
It's a GLE Mercedes 450 GLE. Now we've seen GLs and all that.
That's a truck,
It's
right?
an SUV. So I passed a couple of them, and man,
That's what I'd expect Trump kid to drive. Something like
yeah.
this little thing here.
Maybe
that. Not a
he's-
Camaro.
Well, maybe he's got one.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure he could have a lot of them.
Yeah.
Or a Wraith or a,
Now listen, I know Crunch.
Tom has a 69.
You don't want Mr. Trump to come in here.
I told you we don't want to talk about this.
I know, but would you have his kid call in if his kid's got?
Yeah, I'm not
right.
prejudiced, and I'm not against the man just because he's an idiot. His son has nothing to do with his father,
All right,
even
cool.
though his lineage is probably fucked up. But I'm not the judge.
All right. Well, that is pretty. I would never thought that he had anything like that. Are there any pictures online, or was? I mean, I didn't see this article. Did you send it to me too?
Yeah,
yeah,
I
you
put it in
the
group chat.
the group chat.
Wonder how I missed that. Usually, I look at every link you idiot sent. Tad's usually about food.
Hey,
Hot
Hot dogs.
When you guys text that group chat stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it goes by so fast. I don't know what's going on half the time.
Yeah, well, Tom usually has it muted, so half the time if I got to say something to him, I say it outside of the chat because it's the only way I'll hear it. And then I'll call him up, and an hour or two later, hey, did you see that? No, where? Just
I saw.
Well, you
Tad.
missed it too.
I probably just wasn't
They
paying
do
attention.
go. They go by fast because you write two words and in 600 threads instead of writing one big sentence. You write like I am going to Wawa like in
Oh my- OMG.
in three boxes. Yeah, OMG.
LOL.
I feel like we're in the garage.
And then he's
Just
writing.
everybody's
Tad's
just
writing. I just ate
expressing
7
himself.
burgers. At White Castle, if it wasn't obvious,
he's
with
like-
pictures and shit.
Yeah, Tad is like diabetes and sneakers. This guy's eating the wrong stuff every day, all day.
We should talk about some car shit.
Yeah, we should. No, what I want to talk about
It's a
something
drive-through.
that got my attention was the article on Engine Labs about lobe separation of camshafts.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Did you read it or no?
No.
I sent that link.
I read it.
You did.
Tad actually read it.
No,
All right.
I
Do we
saw it.
want to try to have a conversation about camshafts with Tad?
I mean, do we want to have that conversation? Period. I mean, it's kind of it's a
In
cool
depth.
conversation, but
Does
it's
Tad know what LSA is?
it's pretty important. It's
It's
pretty.
a new small block Chevy, isn't it?
But you're kind of right,
Kind of true. Yeah.
but not in the context we were talking about. And I can see by Crunch saying that Crunch did read it.
No, I didn't read it. I just know what
LSA is.
cam stuff means.
I don't know.
Cam language.
You're on mic number one.
Well, I thought it was pretty interesting.
I found the boat
because
stuff
It
interesting.
is interesting. It is
But
just talking about that in general. But it's complicated. It's complex.
Will our listeners understand?
Well, I mean, that's why he wants to talk about it, so they do understand.
The high performance guys would definitely understand.
I know from way back in the day that Mike is somewhat of a cam expert anyway.
Yeah,
So
I
he's-
went to Mike to learn the cam stuff, and he taught me some
No,
stuff
you-
in a
you
few
are.
conversations.
okay.
No, I mean he knows. Because he hung out with his dad.
Well, I felt a little bad. I do read Engine Labs, and I felt bad about the whole bozo hammer thing. And then, on the article next to the camshaft one was the bozo hammer thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they had exactly, so I looked at that again to make sure I didn't really read something wrong. But no, it was pretty good. It talked about, and I understand what they did. They kind of made some generalizations, which is what most people do when they talk about camshafts for a car. People look at it, if you want to narrow and raise a torque peak in a certain area, like you want to make it fat in one area, you pull the center line, make it 106 instead of 108. You pull the center closer together. And if you were trying to flatten and make the power, make it run up high, like I'll give you an example. We had to do this, I guess they were 305 skiffs. They were like, it's a boat. Picture a fucking rowboat with a V8 in it.
Jersey Speed skiff.
Yeah. Talk about dangerous and stupid. I mean, because
you sit up real high, crazy.
Yeah.
Flat bottom.
yeah,
Okay.
and air gets under them. They go over, and they're really a menace.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's the excitement.
The way that their rules are written is they had to use a very specific camshaft from, I guess at that point it was either Crane or Cam Dynamics because they were both around.
They were both the same company too.
Yeah, right. Well,
At that point, yeah.
right. Yeah, that was right when they got together.
Yep.
And they had a part numbered camshaft that they had to use, and that camshaft was really too small. So you couldn't do anything with center line. They wouldn't let you do anything. So along with lobe separation, what usually happens is your install, like where it is. People get confused. They think about lobe, separation, and then the install degree is the same thing. They're not.
Right.
And I remember
This would actually be good to explain to people.
What?
Because you're right. That exact subject.
Mhm.
That LSA and installed angle are completely different.
Unlike Tad with his now, hold on. I want to take a side road here since we keep saying LSA.
Oh boy.
Okay, Crunch. Don't you say a word, Tad. I swear to God, I'll hit you with that flashlight. Don't you say a fucking word. Have you ever heard somebody refer to anything in a car called a cell?
I know.
Okay, are you sure?
A cell
Cell.
I have.
in a car?
Wait, I have.
You-
No. I have legitimately
Who
I haven't.
and what?
the battery.
Okay,
It's got cells.
okay.
I was just so everybody can know. I was just holding my hand up like a complete idiot.
Well, now that he says
But-
battery, people would. I mean, I haven't heard it in an automotive situation, but a cell like a 9-volt battery, they call it a cell.
If you had an engine control unit, what is the abbreviation for engine control unit?
ECU?
So you'd say ECU.
I'd say yeah.
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't say EQ?
EQ?
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
said that, Mike?
Well, he's getting to that point.
Yeah,
Go.
just
Sorry.
I don't want the acronyms thrown in, and there's a reason I don't. Partly because Tad has made me sick because he says cell instead of check engine light because he saw it written that way. So I guess you pronounce it that way. So this has turned into everything from EQ to Jeepus when we're talking about GPS.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. Alan had the L cam, right?
LK.
And it
That's
was
a
the
whole
El
listen,
Camino.
That's a whole nother level. Retard
That's a whole nother
highway.
alternate universe.
Yeah, we don't.
He's a smart guy. He's an engineer.
So I don't. The reason I don't want to use
He drives a train.
things like CEL or CEL or LSA is because when people are listening to something and they're trying to learn something, they see LSA, and if they're not familiar,
Yep.
they got to go back and then there's nothing worse than reading an article and you want to learn something and they start off right off the bat with abbreviations, and then you have to go find the abbreviation definitions to understand what the hell they're talking
And
about.
you got to find the correct one. Google doesn't know.
Generally speaking, when we talk about camshafts, you just call it separation.
Yeah.
That's what you call it. So, I mean, you could say lobe separation angle, but it's separation. And installed center line is what that number would be where you put it in. So let's say that, I don't know, you got a camshaft, let's say it's ground on a 110.
Yep.
So your separation is 110 degrees apart from center of center to the lobes.
Intake and exhaust.
Right.
Yep.
So, and what that will do is depending on how the camshaft profile is, it'll determine how much overlap you have, because camshaft profile determines how much overlap you have.
True.
So let's say you got that cam and it's a 110 lobe separation, and somebody tells you to put it in 4 head. Well, then you install it at 106 would be your center line.
Yep.
That's where you'd put it in. So it's not the same. Now that's why, like even with SubaTad Subaru stuff, when we were talking about it, I was like, wait a minute. You mean you could have cam adjustment on either side and you got 2 cams? Well, Jesus, that's installed, that's separation, that's like everything.
Right.
That's fantastic.
Right.
And I read this whole thing and they gave some generalizations, but there's somebody might read that, and some of the people at the bottom kind of commented too, that they might just say that, throw a blanket over it. This is always what happens. Like, in other words, if you take your lobe separation angle, make it a little closer together, make it 106 instead of 110, that the motor is always going to be better on the bottom and always worse on the top. Not the case.
Oh.
No, but usually.
But
there's other parameters
They're
that
different, right? Different parameters
Yep.
will change it.
like, for example, they always talk about circle track motor. Well, they talked about circle track motors on there with camshafts being installed or, being on a 106 separation, and they probably install them at like 100. We always called them hillbilly cams when they did that, because we found out that specifically for what we did, we could make an engine make fantastic power on the bottom and run well over the peak area that we whatever expected that motor to turn. Now it allows you to use more gear. Everything about it's better.
Right.
Some of our circle track stuff, our best stuff was on 114 or 115 center lines, which nobody's, and not big camshafts either, like
Right.
244 degrees at 50,
Right.
but with a ton of rocker arm. So, I mean, when you read articles like that, it's really good because it gives you the general thing. But what people didn't really talk about is it's not because the center of this lobe is here and the center of this lobe is here.
Right.
It's really when the events happen. When the intake opens, when the intake closes, when the exhaust opens, when the exhaust closes, when they're open together over a period of overlap. Those are the important things. And, so what you're really doing is, like, when you're installing camshaft differently, like let's say you're going to put it in from 110, you're going to put it at 106. Well, if you moved it 4 degrees, well, what you've done is you've changed where the events happen.
Right.
And that's where the real magic is.
Right.
So
that's pretty simple for most people to understand. Like, the LSA is ground into the cam,
Mhm.
and that's not adjustable.
right.
The intake center line you can adjust, with your
Right. And when you install a camshaft like that, what you're really doing, and when you're changing a lobe separation, is you're trying to get an effect of overlap, but it also would dictate, I don't know of anybody doing this. I don't think you get a 114 camshaft and put it at 100. I mean, you could if you made a mistake, but it's wouldn't be,
kind of defeating the purpose.
it would make you think you had something so far out of whack camshaft wise that you're trying to,
Right.
to fix something.
That cam is not designed for your application.
Exactly.
You're trying to make it work.
Right. Like if they had a camshaft, like I was started to say with the skiffs, they had a goofy camshaft. So we'd install those things at ridiculous locations to make them run because they weren't designed to run there. But yeah, the events are the more important thing. So everybody should go to Engine Lab and read that. And then it gets into the separation. I thought it was a pretty good article without trying to get too deep so they didn't confuse anybody.
Right.
But it was pretty neat.
And I remember when I was trying to learn cams, and I came to your spot,
Mhm.
and we sat maybe in a good 2 hours, and I walked out of there, and I became the best cam picker in my garage where we were. I was picking cams. These guys had no idea. I was picking these cams, and we were hauling ass back then, Mike.
is that what they call it? Cam picker?
Well, I'm just saying.
I'm just wondering.
I'm just saying, I was picking these cams.
Well-
and they were like, "Well, how you know this?" I'm walking around with a calculator in my pocket
I mean, the problem is some of
after
this,
leaving Troopies.
some of the stuff that I learned is now basically as useless as it gets because their flat tappets are pretty much going away.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be that like the cup guys, and what I knew about wasn't going to a cup shop.
One of you guys sent me a camless motor video the other day. Who was that?
That was
was me.
probably Tad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was watching that video and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
They just
Well-
everything's electronic, so it was no cam.
Right,
in
but
it.
there's a good reason, and that goes into the next thing I was going to talk about with camshafts. What you really want, ideally, is if you could have a valve that you could vary and open and close at the speed of light. That's what you'd like. You'd like this thing to be open here, basically an on-off switch.
Mhm.
But mechanics don't let you do that.
Kind of like what they did with direct port injection.
Yeah.
They decreased that window so tight.
Yep.
And it allowed them to run the compression and shit they do.
Yeah, that's what really does it. So something like that camless steel, they're trying to make the actuation faster because they've removed the mechanical link.
And way more variable, too.
Yeah, way more variable. I mean, you could have a camshaft that's 190 degrees at 50 to make something idle beautifully.
Well, you could have different cylinders have different.
Oh yeah,
durations.
possibility. Could you imagine trying to program that? I think I'd shoot myself. My God.
But you could make something really good.
Oh
You know,
man.
based on runner length and all that stuff. Could you imagine being able to do that on a small block Chevy? What you could get out of
Runner length and camshaft install size center line.
completely,
Oh my God.
user changeable. It'd be crazy.
You could make something that made peak power at 2,000 and peak power at 9,000.
Yeah, and the number would be good too.
Well, the reason I bring that up
Fantasy world.
Yeah.
Is-
I'm listening.
is that what we talked about when you were learning about camshafts is you could have 3 camshafts. You take like an old time hydraulic, like something like it used to be what they call the crane ones, magnums.
No,
That
it was
was
comp cams and
Yeah,
magnums.
comp cams.
All right. Well, I knew the Cam Dynamics name, which was
292.
Energizer.
292H
Yeah,
comp cam.
yeah, that was a very popular one.
That thing used to sound good.
540 or 540 lift, 270 duration or something like that.
So you get a hydraulic that's 242 at 50. You get a what's it called? Let's say a regular mechanical, it's 242 at 50. You get a solid roller that's 242 at 50. The 242 at 50 hydraulic is a big, sloppy, nasty camshaft.
Yep.
Right.
It acts huge. It ain't probably real good anywhere. It's just they're terrible. Then you go to the mechanical, and for that 242 at 50, they actually run pretty nice, but still bigger camshaft. Then you get to the roller. Well, the roller is, high performance camshaft and not necessarily a bad size for the street. It's kind of nice. That'll, we're given a decent motor.
Yep.
Because here's what happens. The speed of the valve train, your events and what actually take place over a measurement of distance and time. So if you're saying your advertised duration is, let's say we're going with our 50 is 242. Well, if you look at the actual rated duration, like I guess they'll either call it 20 or
number,
0.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they've got all different, depending on whose cams you're looking at. But the hydraulic might be, I don't know, 300, 305. That's why those cams, like exactly like you said, that comp cams one said 292.
Right.
Well, damn good and well it wasn't 292 degrees at 50. That's what they called it because of their advertising.
Yeah, it was 244.
But it was because of the radius they had to put on the lobe in order to let the lifter
Work.
open that much and that long
Mhm.
and not kill the lifter.
Yep.
Yeah, it was 244 at 050, but that cam in a 350 was a beast, and a 400 ran like hell.
Well, here's what happens. If you took your advertised number and subtracted your at 50 number, that gives you something that we always called intensity, because I think that's
Yep.
where
Mm-hmm.
Cam Dynamics actually started calling it major intensity.
Yep.
Right.
I still have all the lobe charts that list
Right.
like the intensity.
And it's just lobe speed,
Yeah.
lift speed.
Just speed. That's all it is.
Right.
And so what it comes down to is that the faster you can make something happen in the valve train
faster
area
the ramp you can get.
Right.
until you can't control it.
Right.
Now, I mean, then they got stupid. They got inverted, like where they kind of rolls around a cam and then gets whacked open again. That's sort of like the effect of having more lash where it picks up on a ramp.
Yep.
I mean, that stuff gets pretty nutty, but all that together, the reason that a hydraulic and a roller and a mechanical solid and a roller solid act differently is because of where the events actually take place on a given size.
Right. And it's more aggressive for a solid roller, right?
Oh, sure. But
because it can be.
because it can be.
Because it can be by design.
But they'll have a much nicer characteristic because there's not as much seat timing under the at 50 mark. They, like I said, generally, I mean, what do we see hydraulics at? Like intensity like 60. You see rollers at 30, 29, 28, probably even more than that now.
Right.
But the engine lap thing was pretty good. I like that sight. I do.
Yeah.
That's why I felt bad about picking on a Bozo Hammer thing.
Yeah, well, that was legitimate though. But yeah, it is a good site.
Cool.
So what else? Who's got what?
Well, I want to give some advice to some of these hot rod owners out here because I had a conversation with a few guys and we were talking, and all I kept hearing was, I have to sell my car. I have to sell my car. These are our toys. And if you have food in your refrigerator and you're not down to your last where the kids aren't eating, don't let the wife or the girlfriend make you sell the car. That's advice from the crunchster. Okay, because
who sold their car?
I'm just saying, I'm not gonna put people on blast, but when you hear that, and so many guys when we're talking about the hobby and the hot rods, they go, I sold my car and I shouldn't have did that. Why do you sell these cars? Because a woman told you to. Women realize that we love these cars, so they figure if you sell it, she gets more attention.
I have a theory.
These guys fall for that.
I have a theory.
Come on, if you didn't need the money, why did you sell your hot rod?
I have a theory.
What's your theory?
Men have all become pussies.
Well, that's true.
We become a nation of pussies. We don't get, because you know why? I bet you the guy that's selling the car, ask him, say, did you get a trophy when you lost your little league team? How old are these guys? Because if they're in their 50s, then they were just never any good to begin with. If they're letting that shit happen.
Yeah, true.
But if these are like 25, 26-year-old guys, like, yeah, my girl wants me to get rid of my car, I got to sell it. He was the guy getting the I participated trophy. That's what's wrong.
True.
They don't know how to say no. And I'm not trying to be sexist or anything like that.
Say, but wow.
Well, let me ask you a question. You can't tell me who you were talking about, and you haven't told me off the air who I'm talking about.
Right.
Is the guy who's got to sell his car a sissy?
I didn't think he was a sissy. I don't really
you
know
hesitated
him that
a little bit there.
I'm just saying his in his relationship, you can pretty much tell when you have a man and a woman and you watch their actions and their movement, who controls the relationship. So she probably dominates the relationship, so he's selling the car. Now, if he dominated the relationship, let's stop getting your nails and stuff done to save money if you want to save money, as opposed to me selling my
So they were both
car that I've been investing in for 20 years.
Were they both getting their nails done?
No.
You knew I was going there. You were laughing before I got it out.
I know.
No.
All right, so if anybody wants to call Love Lines, we got it all figured out here.
Yeah, this is a Dr. Crunch hour.
Yeah.
I have never, I have had people tell me, stop doing this, or spend less time on this. But I don't think it's ever directed where I've gone with something.
Right.
No.
No.
I know that I've told them not to do shit.
But I don't want to hate on everybody. It's like that because you got to make your choice. But if this is what this is like.
You got to find a balance, man.
No, but see, this is like the NRA gun battle thing. You let people say, well, why
give them an inch?
Yeah, if you give them an inch, they take a mile. If your wife starts to lead you around or tell you to do stuff, and then you do keep the more shit you do, you got to lose these fights with a fight. You can't just be like, oh, okay, because then you're fucked. Everything
sets a precedent.
Yeah. That's
coming from the guy who's never been married.
Never been married.
No,
me either. I've been engaged. I've never met a woman that I wanted to marry, and I've been engaged on national TV. So I'm just putting that out there. And I still have the same car that all these women keep telling me to sell. I still have it. Never going anywhere.
Mike still got the same car. I think he's got every car he's ever owned.
No, I don't.
I know you don't, but close.
No, I got rid of.
I thought that
most
was a topic.
Lucifer.
Yeah, Lucifer, my truck I got rid of.
Yeah.
I got rid of
The Malibu.
my Malibu, my Nova. I got rid of all kinds of stuff.
You don't have any designs on the Malibu anymore, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's
Not
like-
only that, I've been looking at them. I don't like them as much as I used
No,
to.
I know. They're not. There's nothing to like about them.
And I've been seeing some killer Malibus.
I just saw one cheap too, and I looked at it like
Oh,
they're ugly.
You should have sent them the link. You
Well, they're
might-
all ugly.
No,
I think.
I'm down with the Corvette. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Modern, more interesting.
I think
That's
we're pot committed to that anyway.
power windows.
Yeah.
Air conditioning,
you
cassette
can't-
deck.
Big
can't-
brakes.
yeah.
Yeah, 8-track.
After all that you put Howard through, you can't tell him you switched up.
No,
anyway.
No,
he
that's-
had to do
this-
two
this is
shows
going-
just for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is moving ahead
Yeah,
for
we're
sure.
going ahead on this one.
Well, that brings me to Tad's project. Tad.
Yeah,
What's the
Yes.
name of that
I think
project?
if we went back, Project Retard, Project Mossball.
No, it was
I mean, we
Super
could
something. What was it? That was
SubaTard.
SubaTard.
Yeah, SubaTard, yeah.
SubaTard project.
5 shows?
I think I gave you
Was it 5 shows
5 shows. What
ago
the what
that we talked about it?
the warning
Yeah.
of the impending weather conditions?
Yeah.
There was snow this weekend. Not a lot, so you're kind of off the hook.
I was going to say,
But-
did you plow it?
When I got to drop the blade on the excursion and start the plow, I can't guarantee you that I'm going to be able to see your car if the snow's
Oh,
real hard.
Wow.
Jeff wants to call the project, Jeff Chang wants to call the project Suba POS.
Yeah, that's very highly accurate.
I call it Supercell.
Yeah.
So oh God, Ted.
Well, if you put more snow in front of it, we won't see the moss.
Well, see, I didn't move it from where it's currently sitting, which is kind of precarious because when you back out of the big bay door in the shop, like if you're working on something, like I brought my excursion in today, if you're backing out and not paying attention, you could kind of get it quarter panel to quarter panel. You know what I mean? Because of where it's sitting. So I didn't move it.
It runs, right?
It does run. It's got a flat tire.
Where's John John's trailer?
Throw it in the
Yeah,
weeds.
yeah. John John's trailer, there's a trailer that's a friend of mine's here that I didn't give him permission to drop that off here either. He just dropped it off here.
Right.
That's sitting here. But that doesn't have anything to do with Tad's car because whether John John's trailer was here or not, or Tad's car was here or not, doesn't mean I'm happy with either one of them.
Yeah, well, you put Tad's car in John John's trailer, and
John John's trailer has a vehicle in it. It
Oh, it
has one
does?
of his race cars in it, yes.
Hell, I'm gonna bring my trailer down here and park it back there. What the hell?
And there's plenty of room. We can make that shooting range you were talking about.
hell
We
yeah,
Target, but we can make an indoor 25-foot one.
Nice.
No problem.
that'd
No
be good.
problem.
Yeah, you have an awning on your trailer?
That'd be even better.
This is the flat trailer I was talking about.
Oh,
I
okay.
have to
Yeah, no,
include-
Don't bring that in.
You can't bring yours here.
yeah.
Tad,
Yes.
I heard you discussing with Tom. So you're going to work out getting a block from
Yeah.
Tom. And you keep threatening that you're going to get laid off. So you're going to have lots of time.
Oh, I've been waiting for this. Seriously, I've been waiting to get laid off, and every time you get, something comes through, and I was like, God damn it. Shouldn't be saying that, but
No, you shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't. But we need to get that motor out of the car.
Yeah.
And the car needs to go somewhere while the motor's being done.
right.
So, there's a lot of weekends that instead of this trekking to Rutt's Hut and whatever else you're doing.
That was during the
Roy
week.
Rogers.
The week, not weekend.
Okay.
Roy Rogers, White Castle.
Yeah.
Well, that's different. Mike gets
If we could take a little bit of time off from the fooding over
Yeah.
the weekend, maybe we could actually attempt at getting the motor out of that thing.
This is a kind way of him telling you to get your shit out of there.
Yeah.
well.
Or I
The only reason I didn't want to get the motor out because that's going to make the car non-movable. You know. What
Okay.
I mean?
Well, let me ask you a question.
Immobile.
Do you have a house, a place that you live?
Yeah.
He won't bring a car. He won't bring his own car back there.
I know.
He's probably got a girl somewhere that's telling him, "You better not bring that shit."
No.
back there."
Sort of. It's yellow and it doesn't have a title, so I can't move it.
So the car will be a mobile. So wait a minute. I signed up for a full term project here. That this is until this runs.
Power and speed.
What's yellow and doesn't have a title?
Oh, well,
A
you would like to know
C4.
about that one?
Oh,
Because-
that. Yeah.
I actually gave
Tad, a Corvette.
I
I know.
Tad a Corvette, and it has become my problem.
Again,
Where's the Corvette?
at Tad's house.
It's my house.
It's a C4
It's my Subaru side.
What year is that?
90,
1990. Is that-
90 Corvette.
He gave you a Corvette? I never got a Corvette.
It was in pieces.
I didn't get anything.
It was
You get anything?
wrecked.
I got nothing.
You didn't get nothing?
No, tough. It was wrecked, and it had to be fixed. And there was a fair amount of the harder stuff was done.
Did you fix it, Tad?
No. Tad is now going to take what I gave him, and he's going to part it off and sell it. That's what he's going to do.
I can't even part it off. Nobody even wants to pay for that for C4 stuff.
Jab.
I'm trying to get a title so I can sell it to somebody that wants to restore a C4 convertible.
Left hook.
The problem is I'm trying to get a convertible or a title, and they're all coming out to me. You have to proof of ownership.
I want to point out to everybody, this is why you don't donate to retards, because this is what happens.
All right, you got to.
I don't think retard is politically.
No,
I
it's
don't
really
care.
not. It's really
I don't care.
You can't call midgets
Tad.
midgets either. I just learned.
Here, we're going to go on record here.
What do you call?
Small people.
Oh,
What, midgets? I missed that.
Dwarves, I thought it was.
I didn't hear that.
We're going to go on record here.
Again, Mike's too nice, by the way.
I am. I'm
He's gonna go. Yeah, Tad, you move that thing, and we're gonna shoot it. We're gonna blow it up. C4, C5, whatever, and nothing's gonna happen. Tad's playing you.
that has to get worked on soon. It
Right.
can't sit here forever. It can't.
I don't want it to. I want the damn thing back.
I know,
yeah.
but if it turns into, okay, now we're going to send the motor parts away and it's going to be 3 months to get the motor back or whatever. I mean,
No.
Okay, well, give me a timeline on what you think if, pockets
4
over
weeks.
here. 4 weeks?
If he's got the money,
Yeah.
We should be having this conversation offline.
4 weeks.
Why?
Putting the guy's car on the street.
Look, did you see a sign out front that said car storage?
No, but
Okay.
with all this
And
land,
it doesn't say trailer storage either.
with
So there's
all
the next
this
one it's going
land,
to get.
all this land you have here.
This land
I
is not
can't
our
even
land.
see.
This
I
land
can't
is
even
my
see,
land.
right? But I can't even see all the way to the end. We've been shooting and
Jeff
all
Jen-
that stuff on this.
Jeff
property.
Jenks has cut it up, sent it to him.
The Chinese would send that one back if you send it over for
It's
scrap.
a power and speed mission. So let the car stay. Let's take a vote.
All right, you're
Take a
gonna
vote.
get
Democracy,
started
right
on
here.
this
Let's
thing,
go.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, now can we just talk about the motor side a little bit because
Sure.
you got Jeff listening,
Yeah.
and see what he thinks about this? Because look, I mean, this is my car is happily in the garage. It can sit there forever until I'm ready. Till it has to go to Howard.
It's your car in your garage.
Yeah. He has a JDM head because that was the only good thing you could buy back then, right?
Well, he bought a JDM engine. It's a 2-liter with AVCS, and he's got the computer with it, and everything runs.
Right.
So,
So 2 choices on how to get compression to where we want it: machine head,
or put the right piston in.
or put a right piston in it, or a piston design to lower
that
the
head.
compression.
Right.
Right.
And we're going to go for the piston
Okay.
just because it's easier and faster.
Yes.
Okay. So you have a crank.
Jeff said send it to JJ and CNC to chamber. I don't see what the difference is. Maybe it's better.
Well, let's ask Jeff and see. Jeff, the phone does work. 908-751-0211.
Come on,
Jeff is in our chat room.
he's probably working.
Is he in our chat room?
Yeah.
Oh, we have to have the phones on.
Yeah, he
Mike.
says we got to. Yeah, we know we got to enlarge the chamber, but we could also just make a bigger dish in the piston.
All right. So you have the block that
Needs
needs
working.
work.
Just needs honed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the block needs to be honed. You have a crankshaft that needs a little bit of attention.
Yep.
Rods or no rods?
Rods.
Okay. Does he need one?
He needs one.
Needs one rod.
Yep.
Okay. Pistons, I guess, whatever direction we go here.
Yeah, it's going to need pistons.
Now, did we talk to JJ about doing this?
No, we did not talk to JJ about doing it yet.
All right. Well, somebody's got to do it because I ain't doing it. I don't. Well, as soon as you get into some shit where you got to put a wrist pin in through a hole in a block, nope, I'm out.
No, JJ's going to do it, whether Tad pays full boat or gets a deal or whatever.
He should pay full boat.
Yeah, I think she paid double.
Absolutely.
JJ will be happy about that.
Absolutely. Wait till he gets a storage bill. I'll have that Subaru.
Yeah, right.
All right. So
you didn't want a Subaru.
not that one.
Yeah.
We can get this all going then.
Right.
So, Tad,
Yes.
Let's pick a day. Let's nail them down to a day that we get here and we pull that thing out. And then where does the car go?
to his house.
How does it get there?
I don't.
Is there,
Donkey. I don't
is
care.
there an open trailer here?
No, there is no trailer here.
You got a trailer?
No.
I've
At that
got
point,
a-
I'll say take it to my house as a running vehicle. I'll yank
I've
from
got
over it.
one. I got a couple.
Whoa,
open trailers.
hold on. What did you say?
I'll rip the thing apart myself at my house at that point. I just got to get rid of that damn vet, and I got to find a way to get rid of it.
I see. It was prefaced by we got to. Tad, I
Yeah.
can't.
What's the vet look like? Do you have a picture of it?
It's
Yeah.
yellow.
It's yellow.
That's
Believe it
yellow
or not,
too? That was yellow too.
God,
Right.
shocking.
it was
The
yellow.
interior clean.
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Was it junk?
Well, it was wrecked bad.
What would you hit?
I didn't hit anything. I
Wait,
bought
Ted,
it.
how much money do you have involved in the Corvette?
Nothing yet.
Okay.
But no, I have from getting it towed from court to my house. That's about it.
Okay.
And how much could that have been, buddy?
That was 150, 175.
Oh my God.
Okay. Can't just put it on eBay? Somebody wouldn't give you a couple grand for it?
No title.
$1,000? Good.
What's the big-
I've had it out there, and people like everybody. Oh, I'm coming to pick it up. They never show up.
Get a title.
Not that easy.
I can't
Of course
believe
it's easy.
You can't
No,
just
it's not.
You can't scribe the VIN numbers and go to the motor vehicle
No.
and do the old school
You have
stuff?
to have at least a old registration or an old insurance card.
Nonsense.
Yeah, I
VIN
this
number.
is, hold on. This is like Tad's thing here when he says his car isn't inspected, that they inspected they charge him for years back or some shit.
Yeah, no.
He's got all kinds of weirdness. All right, let me tell you what.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I'll
This
make
went
you a
far
deal.
left.
Yeah.
You give me the information from that car,
Right.
and I guarantee you, inside of, give me 2 weeks,
Right.
I'll have that thing titled.
I got the title number. I should have it in my phone.
You what?
The title number on it.
You mean the
VIN
VIN number?
Yeah.
None of this should be that hard because this kind of shit has to happen all the time where people die or
If there was a death, it would be easy.
what
Didn't say the owner died.
Just paper. Yeah. And it comes back to the owner's still alive.
Tad.
Mike, aren't you the last owner of it?
I
No.
never
He never
titled it.
it.
No, I didn't title it. The last owner of it actually was Jessel.
No.
Okay.
I talked to Remisy. He said they never owned it.
Yes, they did. The title, I believe.
All right,
said-
listen, idiots. All you have to do is get the VIN number,
Mhm.
call the state of New Hampshire or Alabama. Either one does it. You could, as long as it's not stolen, they'll send you a title. Then you retitle it in New Jersey.
And it'll bounce. Seriously. I work at a dealership doing this stuff. It doesn't work that way.
Don't you work at a? I thought you worked at a
Metal
place
fabrication.
that makes horseshoes or some shit.
Tad, it can't be this hard.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Well, moving right along.
All right, so we're going to get started on the Subaru so we don't end up with it here in
Right.
the snow.
Yes.
Okay, that's going to happen.
Yes.
SubaTard project.
Because also keep in mind here, from a window perspective, is that when it snows,
Mhm.
your car could not possibly sit inside
No.
for the whole winter. It can't. I mean, we're not there. Brian's going to have windows coming in. I'm going to have stuff coming in. There's no way to do it. So, look, if we're going to push it in the back and it's going to sit there, once it snows, it'll be there till the snow's gone.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you have enough
I'm going to
land.
put that in the back of the firing range.
Oh,
No.
Then the project will never finish if you start shooting it.
No, not to
Holes
shoot
in
it, just to
the
stick it out of the way.
Okay.
All right.
So
So
we want to see this through. As power
Ted.
and speed,
Yep.
we want to see this because I have the colors already. I'm ready to paint.
I'm going to send a picture to our group chat, and you need to send it to all of us. I got a preliminary sketch for the shirt, and it's, oh man, I hope this guy's not listening because it's so bad. It's so bad I got to start over. But I just want you guys to see what I got after waiting
Well, we don't want everybody to see that it's bad. Though.
from November 16th when I finally got this guy. Just so bad. All right, keep talking. so the cricket sounds don't come
Well,
off.
yeah, keep, put the sound in.
I don't have crickets. I just have the Roadrunner.
Oh, let's hear it.
Just got
Oh, okay, cool. Well, it's wintertime. Now, Tom, you were talking about your 69 Camaro. What's the deal? What's going on?
As soon as my buddy gets his back from a place in Illinois, I'm going to take it there and get it finished.
Oh, okay.
I'm officially pussing out. I can't finish it. I mean, I work on it 2 hours a week. At that rate, it'll take me till 2019 to fix it,
Right.
to finish it. So I just want to be driving it.
How much does it need? Is the body all together?
Oh yeah, it's all together.
So the body's all done. So it just needs like finish up work.
It
Like
needs door panels and the window stuff. It needs the dash done, the AC done.
did you put the steering column back in?
Yeah,
because
steering-
you got that fixed,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Steering column's all in, new wheel, blah blah blah. We went over everything, and it looks like it's like 120 hours, which is 3 weeks worth of work. But he said 4 weeks it'll take. Gave me a price I could live with, and he said when I pick it up, I could drive it to California. They'll go over every nut and bolt. And I've seen the guys work. I showed you before.
Yeah.
They're like top notch.
And that thing has not been run since it came off the dyno?
No, it has not.
Wow. And
That's
it's taped up?
in the Midwest.
Yeah.
It is taped.
Yeah, it's been sealed and it's been in Florida.
Okay.
It's only been heat cycled one time. You know,
Okay.
up here.
Oh, it ran up here?
No, one winter.
Oh, okay.
I mean, other than that, it's been in. You know,
Oh, you mean just condensation, like being?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. That still have the Howard Stewart
yeah, that's cool.
push pump on it?
Yeah, it's going.
Yeah, okay. That was amazing.
Yeah, it
But
worked.
It did work, but it's a little bit of problem.
Yeah,
So
that was a deadhead push pump for
Yeah.
fuel injection.
Yeah.
Crazy.
it was actually a mechanical off the push rod Chevy fuel pump.
Yep.
That's what we actually used, and it would generate 60 pounds. I mean, whatever we needed.
All right, cool.
Starting was a little touchy, but I mean, it would work. You'd crank it, you get enough that if you pulled the injectors open, it would start.
Yeah.
and it ran.
No, but I got a fuel injection tank with two Walbros.
Okay,
So
and that's in the car already.
well, it's in a box.
Okay,
It will be in the car before it goes.
Cool.
So yeah, so that's where we're at on that thing.
Cool.
And my buddy's car's gonna be done in like 3 weeks. We're gonna drive out. Yeah, I know it's bad, right? We're gonna drive out.
you can't be serious.
I know, dude. I know.
You didn't put this on the chat, did you?
No, I didn't.
No,
It's so bad.
you cannot.
No, it's so bad. It's and I don't even if the guy's listening, whatever. It's just so bad. Had I known, I could have had a 5th grade art class do
It's a
something.
project.
Yeah,
After eating their apple slices or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
That's from Jeff Chang.
Yeah, that's how Jeff cleans his stuff.
What's that?
Dishwasher clean.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Wait, that's when
Jeff does every part of every. He does everything. He hones, he coats, he does piston coatings. He does everything.
Really?
all in
yeah.
the dishwasher.
You're an idiot. Yeah, he's.
He's trying to be funny because he knows he's in trouble with this piece of shit sitting
Yeah, I know.
beyond expectations. All right, so we know where your car's going. We know where your car's going. I'm going to get started soon. Crunch, I don't know what the fuck you're doing for a car. You got nothing to talk about.
Yeah, I can't speak on it anyway. Mine is a grudging for cash cars. And I can't tell you what I'm doing. I'm trying to I'm waiting on the dually to show up. So
Is it ordered?
I have a surprise for you guys.
Okay.
That's all. I just have to wait.
Okay. So it ain't here.
No, it's not yet.
All right.
I'm still driving the Mustang, which will be going Friday.
Then what are you going to drive?
I got another car sitting.
All right.
Just
Porsche.
I got to call Jeff Chang tonight on the way home too.
I'm not
Okay.
a
I was
Porsche.
telling you before. I put that. I changed the oil. First oil change in the car. And you got a Blackstone contact or something? Where we
Yeah.
gonna have them on?
I have samples, sample kits we're going to give out. Why do you need one?
Yeah, I need one.
You won.
Okay.
You won the contest. You got one.
Nice.
Yeah, no, we can do that.
Because I took the oil out. I changed the oil and I put Jeff Chang's tune in the car.
Yeah.
And pulled out on the highway.
Tom, you have to be kidding me.
I know. I know.
The picture just made it around to you? Yeah. That's
I know. I
You
could
have got
have,
to be
dude.
kidding me.
I could have drawn that.
You have got to.
So pulled out on the highway, and it was a little cold. Not the car. It was cold out here in California. They don't have to worry about this shit. And in second gear, I let it rip, and it went to 24.5 pounds of boost. And it wasn't supposed to do that. No problem, but feels good. Feels real good. I got to talk to Jeff about the tune.
how fast do you think that thing should be?
I don't know. It's going on dyno Saturday.
Okay.
And if it makes, we're putting 3 tunes in it. We're going to put a legit 93 octane tune. We're going to put a 98 octane tune, and we're going to put a 110 unleaded tune in it.
What's a drive round tune going to be?
Probably 400 wheel.
400 wheel?
Yeah. Which it'll go 11.0, 1090, something like that.
So how would you be if you ran up against one of them little new Ford things that are coming?
A stock one?
Yeah, well, they make 350?
350 flywheel.
Flywheel.
Yeah. It would kill one of them. I mean, they're fast. They're cool. I'm not knocking them. And there's going to be fast. We got guys out there now, we make pistons and rods for that engine.
Now, what is that thing? Is it considered an Escort?
It's a Focus.
Focus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What erased him? A Fiesta?
A Fiesta, yeah.
Sorry, Ted.
Yeah.
Same engine in Mustangs. There's guys out there making 550 already
Wait a minute. They put that 4-cylinder
in a Mustang.
in a Mustang.
Yeah. And there's guys flying with them.
Wow.
Yep.
All you Subaru guys are fucked. You know that, right?
Nah.
Really?
Not all-wheel drive.
Yes, it is.
Is it? All right. We're
Yeah,
fucked.
it is. It's supposed to be really good all-wheel drive too.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty neat car. It's one of the when you watch the real rally stuff from overseas, not the American, because I mean I don't think these things
They race in the X Games.
right, but this is like the first time that the good ones are being produced here,
Yes.
isn't it? Like I mean they didn't make things like this before.
No, this is all new, I think.
Right. I think they were just kind of economy regular. Like I think the focus was, a little shitbox.
No, they've had a cool version of it, but
Not like this.
Not like this. Not even close.
No, 350 horsepower, all-wheel drive. It's supposed to be a pretty decent all-wheel drive system, pretty advanced. And, if anything has a blower or a turbo on it and a port that you can plug a computer into, chances are pretty good that those things can be pretty good, pretty easy. They probably don't need a whole hell of a lot to be a neat ride.
No, and Ford is really into this thing being good. So that, that's a big advantage. They're not like Dodge where they keep you out of their computer. Ford is wanting this shit to happen. So it's going to be good.
And not only that, they're really pushing their eco series of motor, right?
Yes.
So they probably want people to embrace that and start messing with it. I don't know. That's probably a pretty neat car. It's probably I don't know. Tad's over there.
It's a Ford.
Tad's a hater.
Yes.
He's a full-on hater.
I have Fomoco parts of my thing, and I hate it for one.
Moco Ford.
It's a
Motor
6-speed.
Company.
It really looks like a pretty neat deal. And now, unfortunately, I guess they're not really available yet because there's a lot of stuff. It says to be determined, like TBD. Like I wanted to know vehicle weight because the first thing you gotta know as a car guy, right? How much power does it make? Oh, really? What does it weigh? No answer on that.
Bet you B-Doc knows.
Yeah, he might. He'd probably find it. We'd ask Tad to do it, but he'd be.
Yeah, he'll get
mind.
back to us next week. Maybe.
So that's a pretty neat looking one. And I know that Top Gear, I think, the UK one, they've driven things like that, like those hot rod Fords that seem like they're over there and they're not here. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if that particular version was there, but the Ford, it was another one too. What else did they have?
Ford?
Over there in England.
You mean Ford?
Yeah, Ford had something else too.
Who knows? They got all kind of crazy stuff in England.
Yeah, they got some neat Volkswagen stuff.
Yep.
They always called it like their hot hatchback.
You know what I always wanted to know?
What?
What do they do with all the concept cars that are hot and they look good?
Crush 'em.
Can you buy them?
Crush 'em.
I don't think half of them ever really run.
Oh, they're just mocked up.
I think a lot of them are mock-ups. I don't think they're real.
Some of them look really, really good.
Yeah, but I don't think they've ever done anything like. I'm sure that there's probably. I think I just saw on Fox News that there was some kind of BMW prototype that somebody found
You watch Fox News?
periodically
Okay.
That's not
until Trump comes on. Then I turn it right off.
That's not a real news station, is it?
Yeah, it is a real news station. It is a real news station.
They crush the cars otherwise because they can't be insured. They're just not liable for being sold.
Mm-hmm.
They crush them?
You saying they can't be titled?
No, why? I guess somebody lost the title and now they're in Never Neverland.
I never had a title.
Like that Corvette you have in your yard?
Well, it's not my yard. It's in the garage.
Oh,
Mm.
the Corvette.
What were you telling me?
It's the
I hate to beat on you, but what were you telling me about your inspection? That when the car's not inspected, they make you get it inspected. They make you pay for the previous years it wasn't inspected.
That's what I got hammered with.
How much does it cost to go through inspection, Ted?
Are you sure that's not registration?
No, this was inspection.
Because I know if you don't register it or turn the plates in,
Yeah.
when you go back to re-register, it's a lot more money because it's been sitting.
Yeah.
I know about that.
Yeah. But I mean, you action packed with issues. You are, Ted.
We know the car will not pass inspection
Okay.
because it does not have an OBD2 part.
Okay.
So it's an instant fail.
That's your car?
What? No, what?
So wait a minute.
What?
So see, you're the oddball here
Mhm.
because I don't worry about the inspection. I haven't had that Corvette hasn't been inspected forever.
Mhm.
And if you get a ticket, what does it cost? $50, $48,
The
something like
first
that?
one.
But there's no scale on inspection sticker tickets.
Yeah, there is.
No, there's not.
If the second one, if you get a court mandatory, then it's up to the judge.
Are we talking about criminal stuff here?
No.
Talking inspection
It's a
stickers.
car guy show, okay, fellas? Let's go.
Listen.
Yeah.
And this is just for New Jersey people.
man.
There is no sliding scale here. Like, look, I can tell you from the drive under revoke thing that the first time you get arrested or, stopped,
You used to drive on the revoke list?
a little bit. I'm better now. But the first time you got stopped, you would lose your license for X amount of period of time. Second time, a little
6 months.
longer and a potential jail stay.
Mm-hmm.
The third time, longer jail stay, and highest fine. And then I can tell you that from personal experience, the ones all the way up to number 9 end up staying the same as, as the first
third?
three.
Oh,
Except-
this just went left.
Except the presiding judge gets a little more upset every time he sees you come back.
Uh-huh.
But there is no sliding scale on inspection sticker tickets, Tad. The only thing that could happen is you get pulled over and maybe you acted like an asshole.
Nope.
And no, not a chance, right?
Not him.
Tad, could we have a little wager on this while we're on the air?
Whatever.
I would like to bet you $100
Uh-oh.
that if you look at the inspection statute, that there is no sliding scale of how long it's been uninspected or how many tickets you've gotten.
Doesn't have to be.
Tad's making shit up.
I'm
We're
not
not
making
even-
nothing up.
And we're not even talking about car stuff, which is really
Yeah.
kind of bumming me out.
Well, what do you got, Tom?
Nothing. Not a thing.
Yeah, it was. I mean, honestly, I didn't do much of nothing all weekend.
Well,
I didn't
I
do
have-
much of nothing all week.
I have some girls texting me now because they're listening.
Yep.
And they didn't like the fact that you said women can't drive as good as men with these high performance vehicles. So
And they shouldn't.
be
They shouldn't
prepared.
like it.
Be prepared, my man. Be prepared.
Hey, Tad, how do I
I-
share a picture on Mixler?
That I couldn't tell you. I
You might not be able to.
don't think you can.
Well, if there's ladies that are upset on there, I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. I don't care. Listen,
That's sexist, Mike.
no, it's not sexist. It's being realistic. Let me ask you a question. Ask one of the ladies on Mixler if they'd like to call in and yell at me in person. That's fine too.
That would be
No, we don't want that. We don't want that. We don't
Sure.
want that.
908-751-0211. And make sure you say hi to Crunch.
No, it's like we're standing in the garage and we're having guy talk.
That'd
We
be-
don't want.
And then your girl comes in and starts yelling at you. That's awesome.
Yeah, she
Because
starts-
then
she
everybody
comes
gets to
in
laugh at you.
and now we can't say what we really want to say. You know, we don't want that.
Well, they're
I-
listening,
We
so
don't
can you?
want that.
I can say no. I have a theory,
Okay,
and this is just Mike's theory. This isn't proven, but this is just what I think.
go ahead.
When any car guy gets in a car, and we'll go back to the sissification of the guys now. You know, they put the key in the ignition and they turn it, and they know a couple lights come on, and then the thing under the hood makes noise. I mean, they're like women.
Right.
Okay, they don't know anything about what goes on in the car. When one of us,
Worse and worse.
no, it's not. Listen, I'm
ahead,
I'm
go
making
ahead.
a point here.
I'm listening.
When car guys or guys that are mechanical guys get in a car, like I know when I get in a car, I turn the key. In my head, I think, I don't think it, but I instinctively know everything that happened. The ignition switch turned, moved the slider, entered, sent juice to the computer, the fuel pump ran, the solenoid clicked, the Bendix came out, turn them up, room, you're running.
Right.
You put it in gear, bam, the clutch pack applied in the trans, and now you're moving.
Right.
Girls don't know any of that shit.
How do you know that?
Most of them don't.
How do you know?
Because they don't pay attention. Guys don't even pay attention to it anymore.
Man.
Girls don't.
Hey, Joe Dysinger sent out an invitation to a bunch of his friends to listen to the show, and we got 15 new Facebook likes. From them.
I can't imagine because I mean, look, I'm not trying to be a
I
dickhead,
hope
but
any
today
of
was
them
just
weren't women
awful.
because you're gonna get it.
We look, and everybody told me never do this, never apologize, but we really had nothing prepared. Tom is,
And the show was almost over. So
yeah,
we
I know.
did well.
Tom was working on getting somebody, but we found out that they're not going to be available till next week if they'll do it.
It will. Why don't we talk about that for a minute?
Okay.
We got a lot of people that listen pretty regular. I got a guy from VP Race Fuels that we're going to have on. It's going to be a pretty good technical discussion on
I'm actually looking forward
fuels.
to that.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Oh, the guys from Plex Tuning were at a car show. We're at a trade show, so I'm sure it's probably why.
We'll get them. We would like some suggestions as to who or what you guys would like us to talk about. I'm pretty connected in the racing industry, so if there's somebody that you would like us to try to get on the show within reason, I mean, don't say you want Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the show because Although he and I are good personal friends, I wouldn't want to ask that of him.
And Mike says hillbilly too much.
yeah. No, I mean, but it would be cool to get some suggestions. Like you want to talk about piston tech or whatever. We could try to get somebody.
We get a good guy with pistons, like somebody from Mall or Molly, however you say it.
See, that's a little fucked up. Anyway.
Well, Jeff said gay AEM.
AM would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, get Devin from AM.
Well, I mean, people should let us know what they want to talk about, because otherwise we're just going to talk about our dumb shit.
I'm going to call Brandon Switzer. I think we need a big dog on the show.
Okay. I mean, that's fine.
Liver noise.
What?
That's from Jeff.
I could actually get somebody from Liver Noise.
From who noise?
Mike doesn't. Yeah.
They do modular Ford stuff.
Okay.
They're pretty big.
Yeah, mod motors haul ass.
Well, I mean, I know I could get the fastest mod motor guy on Earth.
Oh, the guy with the 2,500 horse. Yeah.
AccuFab.
Okay.
He'd come on. He'd be funny.
Okay.
He's a piece of work.
I want to know how he keeps that thing together.
No, I mean, it's really more about, and I don't know if people want more technical stuff. That's why I talked about the camshaft stuff today.
Actually, they do. I mean, last time, the header guy.
Yeah.
They liked it. The chat room was saying, hey, this is good. We like the technical stuff. So I think that's what they want to hear. I don't think they want to hear about Crunch painting his nails.
No, or the women getting.
Sorry, man.
Oh, you could have had his shaking his head. That would have been a good.
I'm hungry. As soon as we wrap up, I'm going to eat. That's all I can
All right.
say.
Well, that would be good. If people could give us, directions that they want things to go, that's fine. I mean, we can just keep doing what we're doing and, coming in with bullshit. And, certain weeks when you don't have anything prepared, there's going to be more that you can talk about from a personal experience. Like, I mean, what did I do this weekend? I watched a stupid Democratic debate. I'm still having flashbacks. I watched the fight.
Now it's the stupid Democratic debate.
Well,
You
it was.
see that?
Listen,
The Republican debate has to be a comedy fest.
All right, can we not?
Okay, let's not turn this into
Dillashaw, I thought, got robbed last night.
I thought he got robbed
a little bit, but we're going to have some good shows coming up.
You know why Dillashaw got robbed?
Why?
The top 1% took his. I can't even do it.
Feel the burn.
Feel the burn.
No,
he got robbed.
We're going to have some good shows. I'm going out to L.A. In 2 weeks to watch Pro Stock for the first time with
EFI Pro
no
Stock.
hood scoops and EFI.
I might still go.
Did you see the video?
That would be cool.
Which video? Oh, the burnout.
Yeah, the
the practice video.
Yep.
Yeah.
The numbers are going to be quicker than we thought.
I know.
Right out the gate.
Because we were talking about would they get to 200,
Right.
and where would they be?
Right.
So now the only thing,
Well, we were talking about NHRA wanted them to be over 200. That's really all they cared about. And we thought they'd go 200.
Wasn't there a rumor there's one did 206 or something already?
Yeah.
well, we were talking about how fast we thought they would go. Where they would be
out of the box.
out of the box. And I'm sure we thought they go 200, but here's a guy testing, and I guess they've gotten to the point with the electronic stuff that they should be able to go to track and be close.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much more you got left in it. And of course, because it's testing, you don't really know if it's 100% legal. You don't know if it's 100% right. I mean, that might be a mule motor.
They're hauling ass already, bro.
Yeah. Well, the thing that it all comes down to, again, is what kind of separation are we going to see? How close are they going to be?
Well, the one big thing that you don't know if they tested that at the RPM limit too,
True.
because that's a big deal.
Right.
That's a big deal.
I know it's a big deal, but why would somebody, unless they're trying to psych out their competition? Why would you?
I don't know.
But wait a minute. If it's that box, if it is the Holly box,
It's built in.
it's built in, I believe.
Okay. Maybe.
Wow. Yeah, they can't.
Well, we still don't know what they ET'd, right?
I didn't see that. No, I
And
didn't see
206 is not any mile an hour. They went faster than that in Denver.
that. Yeah, what's the mile an hour record at, say, a sea level event?
Oh, I don't know. 12?
I honestly don't. I haven't followed it.
I'm going to look it up
closely.
right now.
I don't know.
I'm surprised. What's his name hasn't told us already.
I didn't even open a chat window.
Yeah, but we all got it open.
That's why I figured, all right, good. It's one less thing I got to do.
Yeah. NHRA.
Just sit here and offend women and Democrats.
It's going to be a women's rights group right outside
That's fine.
on camera.
That's great. Tell them, invite them in, have them bake me a cake.
Oh, I have
No,
a
you're supposed to
listener.
say, invite him in and make me a sandwich.
I have a
That's what you
listener. I have a listener that has a truck just like Tom's.
Yeah.
the all blacked out Durango.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Does it stop?
She's listening.
you're an idiot.
I've got that little ass brakes on there.
215.55.
Okay.
Wow.
So
So if you're 10 mile an hour off, that's a big chunk of power.
that is.
And Warren said that they were going to be down 100. That sounds like it's maybe a little more than 100.
But I got to tell you, the down 100 and removing the hood scoop was talked about a lot. That's a large aerodynamic change.
Sure.
Taking that hood scoop off.
Sure,
So I would think they get some of it back.
to the good. Yep.
All right. Well, do we want to take a guess on where they're going to be, mile an hour wise?
I say they're going to be between 207 and 209.
No. We're going to pick a number,
217.
and I'm going to go last, just so I can't be accused of favoritism.
217.
Whoa, Crunch! You happen to have a writing utensil and a piece of paper. We're going to write this down. We're going to hang it
Okay.
on the wall.
Mike says
Mike hasn't said
Mike's
nothing
going
yet.
last.
Mike's going last.
Tom,
I don't want to take anybody's.
Crunch, and Tad. I say 217.
You can go in half mile an hour increments. So if you're going to say 217, you could say 217.50.
Okay, Tom, you go.
Is it how the winner? You
Can't
whoever-
go over.
So you can't go over.
Yeah. So like in other words, right now,
So Mike's going to say 1.
no.
Yeah, but there's got to be a variance there.
I'm going to say 209.5.
209 and a half. Go ahead, Tad.
Cletus.
210 and a half.
210 and a half. Mike.
Kind of took what I was thinking. Well, I really fucked myself right into a corner here because I think they're going to go
Yeah.
every bit of 210.
And this is going to be number at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, the fastest guy.
Yeah, at the end of the event, where if it's a good day on
Yeah.
Thursday, it's whatever the best number.
The best
is.
number of the event period.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 212 and a half.
Okay.
Mike, 212.
They're going to lose. Warren thought they were going to lose 100, right?
Yep.
Okay. 212 and a half.
I'm shooting for the stars.
Yeah, you are.
217. Somebody's going to do it. And then they're going to attack them. All right. Time to wrap up.
Are you that hungry?
Yeah, I had to work today.
Now, everybody
didn't
complaining
eat.
about me eating and eating. Here we go.
Tad, all you do is
I'm gonna
post
eat
pictures
vegetables,
of
though.
food.
Yeah, Joe D said 209 too.
See?
Wow, Jeff says tire tech. And I could get a guy from making tire. That's actually a good idea.
Be a good one.
Yeah.
That'd
All
be a real good one. And that's misunderstood too. Compounds and
Yep.
everybody thinks softer is better, and it's not the case.
Yep.
All right. Well, good. Keep the suggestions coming. And new listeners, sorry it wasn't the greatest show tonight, but we'll be back next week. It'll be better. We'll have
Yeah,
a
we
guest.
will. See you all. Thanks, guys.